So guys, leather boots have been around since forever. But despite synthetic boots taking more and more over these days, there are still some absolutely fantastic leather options right now on the market that we can choose from. So in today's video, I'll list what I think are the 5 best leather boots on the market right now in 2022. And you can of course buy all of them in the link right up there or in the description. And now that you're at it, you should maybe also just make sure that you've subscribed to the channel with the notifications on. And once that's out of the way, let's get going. We begin, as always, in number 5 with a boot that's maybe gone a little bit under the radar since its release, the Mizuno Regular Cup Japan, which is really comfortable with this lovely K-leather forefoot and an overall really good fit. The thing is, however, that the Regular Cup falls a little bit short because you only have the K-leather on the forefoot, and then on the rest of the boot you have this synthetic leather midfoot and heel, which, don't get me wrong, it's a really nice material, but I mean, it doesn't have that richness that normal K-leather has. And if you buy a leather boot, maybe that's the exact feeling you're looking for. And I mean, on a boot that costs 310 euros, it would have been nice with just, a little bit more leather on the midfoot. I don't think that's too much to ask. With that said, the leather that is on the Regular Cup is stupidly soft, and it very much makes the boot feel like a pair of slippers anyway. But 310 euros is a lot of money, and if it's too much money for you, there's also the Regular Cup Elites at 100 euros less, which are also very solid. But number 5. But actually, I have the same complaint on number 4 as I did on the Regular Cup, and that's because the new Balance44220 Pro, as it's called, also only has a leather forefoot and then a synthetic midfoot and heel. But because this costs less than half of what the Regular Cup does, 140 euros, I'm kind of a bit more okay with it. And that's also actually despite the fact that the leather forefoot here is definitely less premium than the Regular Cup. It has larger grains, which leads me to believe that it might be calf leather instead of K-leather, but it's still surprisingly and remarkably soft and pliable, and given the price point, I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't expect it to be this comfortable and to have this level of fit. And I actually struggle to think of a better value for money leather boot on the market right now. I mean, I take these over the Nike Premier 3s. So when it comes to value for money, they're a bit of a bargain and actually very good. And I hadn't expected it. But in number 3, I've chosen the Nike Tempo Legend 9 Elite, which is just a really well-rounded football boot in general. And here we actually have both a K-leather forefoot and a midfoot as well, which is nice, I guess. If you're watching this video, it's probably because you like leather, so more of it is good. Now, the Legend here has this super actually thin and really soft K-leather upper, but then it also has these strategically placed foam pods that offers this mushy and pillow-like feeling in the right places. Also, when you're on the ball, you still have a little bit of texture as well, which is nice when you control and dribble. And the thing is that you just get a really nice fit in the Legend 9s, both for wide-footed and narrow-footed people like myself. It's one of those boots that just fits really well. It's super comfortable, and I can't really imagine that anyone would seriously dislike the Legend 9, because it's just easy to wear and easy to like. Now, things got a bit dicey, for me at least, when I had to choose which boot to put in second place, and weirdly enough for me as well, I ended up going with what is arguably my favorite boot on the market right now, the Mizuno Regular Neo 3 Beta Japan. And you might be wondering, Jay, why is it second if this is your favorite boot on the market right now? Well, the thing is that the leather forefoot here on the Neo 3 might be ridiculously, mind-bendingly soft. I mean, you gotta feel it to really understand it. But there's just not enough leather on the boot overall for me to really justify having it as the best leather boot on the market right now. Because yeah, it's nice, but it's you want a little bit more. And don't get me wrong, this is a fantastic football boot that ticks so many boxes. If you're looking for that speed boot, lightweight sensation, you still get all the fit and comfort benefits from the leather in a slightly more streamlined package. And it's just so ridiculously good. And yes, it's also expensive. It's for the connoisseurs. But if you want the best of the best, I'd say this is the one to go for. Of course, if you don't have that much money, there's also the Elite at 100 euros less 200 euros, which, in fairness, from a value for money point of view, is arguably a little bit of a better deal than the Japans. Which are for the nerds, let's be honest. But before we get to number one, I also want to give an honorable mention to the Diadora Brazil Elites, which, if you can live with a really wide fit and the slightly weird sizing that runs at least half a size long, if you can live with that, it's a nice, relatively premium alternative to the Neo 3s that actually, as you can see, has leather all the way around the boot. So there's that. Now also we should talk about the Copa Sense Plus, of course, which has some flaws and wants to do too many things at the same time and definitely doesn't have enough leather on the boot overall. But with that said, when you break it in, it's a pretty, I would say, fairly well-fitting boot. So, keep that in mind as well. And finally, I want to give a, should we call it, a dishonorable mention to the Puma King Platinum 21s, which, compared to any other boot on the list here, the leather is just not very soft or very nice or premium. So I honestly just choose about any other boot on the list over those. But let's end on a positive note instead, with what I think is the best leather football boot on the market right now. The Mizuno Regular 2 made in Japan, which is essentially a lightweight, more premium version of the Copa Mundial. It's the OG, it came out 3 years before the Morelias, but still, it's been around forever, and there's a reason for that. There's a reason that they've kept the boot more or less the same since 1985, and that's because it just gives you the best of leather football boots here. You get such a lovely, soft kangaroo leather upper all around the boot that just fits. Whether you have a wide foot, a normal foot, or even a slim foot, it just takes to the shape of your foot like butter on bread. And I can't think of a more slipper-like leather boot on the market right now. It just works. A word of warning though, if you like leather boots and you decide to try these, I don't think you're gonna want to wear any other boot ever again. Just they're that good. And I know they're expensive, but if you want to treat your feet to a bit of leather, they're also worth it. I'm just saying. So there you go, my friends, my personal top 5 best leather football boots of 2022. And you can, of course, buy all of them in the link to unisportstore.com right over there, which you should totally check out if you want to treat your feet to a little leather something, because they're nice. But guys, which leather boots make your personal top 5 or top 3 or top 1? Let me know in the comment section right down below. And then of course also remember to check out the playlist right over there if you want to learn some new skills or how to improve as a footballer. It's pretty wicked. But yeah, that was it. With those words, I'll be signing off. Cheerio. See you next time.